Let me ask you something. If something unexpected were to happen to you today, would your family be able to take care of your home and your assets? Or would the court step in because everything wasn't spelled out the way it needed to be to protect you and your family? The answer that most people give is pretty interesting, actually. Hi, I'm Jen Fotheringham, and this is January 2026 Real Estate Insider. So I thought this month that we would talk about wills and trusts, the pros and the cons, and what's going to be beneficial for you and your family. Some people think, well, I'll just do a will, make it out real quick, list everything out. This kid gets this and this happens here. The problem is not all of it is enforceable the way it should be. So that's where a trust comes in. And with a trust, you have a successor, you have someone who's able to take control over it. You can have a living trust while you're still alive, and then it can go to somebody else if something were to happen and you were to pass. In the long run, a will is good, but a trust is way better. I was talking to a trust attorney, and she gave me some really good tips and some information that I thought would be beneficial to all of you. So the thing is a will, kind of like I said, stipulates out things, but if a probate attorney gets involved, there's attorney fees, there's more paperwork, it's more time consuming, and the successors do not have control like they should. As a matter of fact, I'm actually in contract with the house right now that is in probate, and I got the phone call of February 2025 to help. And so here we are, January 2026, and we're still working at it. And it has been quite a stressful situation, even more so for the family that the house was left to because probate got involved. The attorney has been great, but it is most definitely challenging, and you don't have a say like you think you would, which is definitely detrimental in the long run because it continues to tick up all the money that gets eaten out of the equity of the home that's being sold. So from a real estate standpoint, obviously a trust is easier because it's all spelled out and there's really not anybody involved other than the successor who's going to be able to dictate how the trust has been written and needing to be stuck to. With a will, if a probate attorney gets involved, they actually have more say than the successor does. And so it makes it much more challenging when you're trying to sell something. In addition to that, if there's additional heirs, right? You got multiple kids, family members, whatever, and everybody's not on the same page and everybody's fighting because now money's involved, and we've all heard horror stories of how that goes. And it's so sad because it's already a stressful situation. People are grieving and now people are fighting over money. So at the end of the day, a trust protects some of that. Unfortunately, can't control what family members choose to do and how to react, but you can at least stipulate it out, and it has a much more clear, distinctive game plan that everybody has to stick to. The other thing is, a lot of people think, well, I have a will and it's written out. Well, then how old was that will? Did they come up with a new will in between? Was one filed properly? One wasn't filed properly? How is this going to get tracked? Which one really was written by so-and-so? Because then there's horror stories of people who have come in and forged things. The bonus about a trust is it goes through a trust attorney. And that trust attorney has the ability to make changes, obviously, but then also keep everything on record. And then in addition to that, because it's in a trust, it gets filed with the title company that then goes to the recorder's office. So there's multiple ways to track it even better and more clear for everyone involved, but gives you peace of mind knowing, okay, this is where we're at, this is what we have, this is how it's going to play out. But then you also have the ability to go in and change things. So let's say one of the successors passes away, so then you make changes to that trust. Or maybe somebody's married into the family and you make changes to that trust. You've bought a house or sold a house, and all the different things that come with a trust, that you add your assets in, you've sold something, you've bought something, you have that flexibility of making those changes, but then those things get updated as you go. And so then everything is recorded and safely documented, which is super beneficial for everyone in the long run also. So then there's the other part of, let's say it's not that somebody's passing away, but you possibly have gotten diagnosed with some sort of health issue, whether it's dementia or a health issue where it's going to make it to where you can't write things. That's an additional bonus of having a trust, is you can have a power of attorney, you can have a health directive. There's all kinds of things to help protect you and take care of you, and then take care of those loved ones moving forward. And it's so smart and helpful and less stressful when everybody's already in a situation of either being a caretaker, grieving the loss of someone. We just lost my grandmother and she had dementia, but they had gotten everything stipulated out before she passed. And it is much easier to at least deal with that part of it, not having the stress of like trying to figure it all out. So here we are, January 2026. I'm super excited. I feel like this year is going to be so beneficial, so amazing, and I want to make sure to bring you knowledge and information that is helpful and useful. I actually have a couple of people that are attorneys, so if you have questions or there's additional information that you would like to know, I can connect you with them. I want to be a source of help for sure. So, which brings me now to February 2026. What are we going to talk about? Proposition 19. And so with your taxes, can you grandfather your taxes in if you sell one house and go to buy something else? Can your descendants take part in that? If you were to pass away and leave them a home and they sold it and bought something else, can we grandfather that tax level in? And so we're going to go over that next month. Until then, I hope you have a great January. I hope you found this helpful, and I can't wait to see you next month.